least I don't have to send anything to you anymore.
Yeah, this is going to be super easy to edit.
Yes.
Just, like, throw it,
and then
it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, what have we been doing with our lives? Can I just say this is going to be super easy? The Photoshop picture thumbnail is going to be the hardest thing to do.
Yep.
And can I say that's not even going to be that hard this week. But, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm ready. Just
Cool.
better than you.
I'm glad you're ready because we're already recording.
Oh, shit.
Hello and welcome to Tell Me Are You Not Entertained? Tell Me RUNE 16.
I was like, who are you pointing at?
I'm pointing at the people don't know. We're in front of a live studio audience. All right.
There's like a pause there.
There's a super pause right
Yes.
there. I'm your co-host Andrew.
And I'm Leilani.
And this week, we're doing the same thing that we normally do. Just talk about whatever we want. This time we actually have topics ready and willing. That's Kel.
And then, as per usual, Andrew's phone's always on now.
Yeah, it's Kel. Nobody hates on Keenan and Kel. Let's get started with something serious you wanted to bring up. Or we could have talked about it a little bit. And
Well, I mean, there's not much to talk about. Is that complete and utter loser this year because I am not attending San Diego Comic-Con for the first year in 7 years.
oh my gosh, 7?
Yeah.
It's like my nephew.
It's been a good while, and it's really saddening to be one of the little people and not be going this year and not getting to meet anyone or get swag or anything like that.
To me, that's crazy, though, because you've been going to this for, like you said, 7 years. I feel like you guys should have, like, grandfather tickets or something. I don't know what it's called, but you should have, like, first priority over...
Well, it was so funny because the first year we went, it was so freaking easy just to get tickets. Then they kept changing the rules, and at one point, if you went that year, you get first dibs on the tickets before anybody else. So I was like, okay, cool, we get first dibs. But even with that, you don't necessarily get tickets because so many people go and so many people want to keep going each year. So even you have 2 chances basically to try to get tickets. The time, because you have priority to get tickets the first time, so we didn't get it. So then we were with the mass majority of the public just to get tickets, and even then we got nothing. Like nobody, not even one person got in. So it's every year. I think it gets worse and worse, and this year was bad. Yeah,
I feel like they're doing the same thing. I mean, I don't know too much about Comic-Con tickets because I've only been to MegaCon twice. I'm gonna be back at MegaCon, but this time in Tampa, and I just buy tickets. There's no real waiting in line or something. It's not that big of an event. But I feel like they're doing the same thing with like NFL tickets this year, like. Especially with the Bucks, they've been in the news when they were getting out tickets. The season ticket holders get to choose their tickets first and get their tickets first. And there was a lot of, like, Tampa Bay had a shot at, like, it was a far-off shot, but they had a shot of making playoffs last year. And now they made some moves during the offseason, got some good players, and now a lot of season ticket holders that have had it forever and they have, like, a set price are losing their season tickets priorities.
Oh, that sucks.
And they're jacking them way up. So they have like stipulations in the contract to like loophole that. So like a couple had a baby last year and they couldn't go to a whole lot of games together. So they sold some of their tickets and the Bucks were like, we're going to take away your tickets because we saw you were selling too many of them. So...
They just had a kid.
Yeah, well, they didn't care. And so they took those tickets, and now those seats are, like, double the price of what the other...
That's horrible.
So I feel... And then other NFL teams are doing it. We just happen to live in Tampa. So we hear from the local news and on ESPN all about Tampa's tragedies. So... But I feel like that's what's going on here, too. Like, Comic-Con wants more people to get involved and stuff.
Well, I really like that they're having more conventions here, because since how big Tampa is beginning to be, And so, like, we have our own, like, Tampa Comic-Con, which is growing, like, huge. Now we're having MegaCon, and I'm sure we're going to have other ones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything used to be... Orlando was the hub, but nowadays, everything's like... Anything can be a hub anymore.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody's willing to start it and put money towards it, you can make it something.
Oh, yeah.
Like the YouTube channel Rooster Teeth that I watch a lot, they just had their Rooster Teeth panel. Mm-hmm. They had their big RTX in Austin. They go to Australia to do RTX there. So it's like they're willing to put up the money and help out and put on a show for the fans. So it's like, you're willing.
Yeah.
You can just make any city... As long as people are willing to go to it.
Exactly.
That's another major thing, is where's the cash flow gonna come from. Mm-hmm. It just happens Austin's where they're built in, so it just makes it easier for everybody to go to Austin.
Yeah.
As long as people go. But that does suck. Yeah. My condolences go out to you.
Thank you.
I remember texting you while you were doing that, and then you came back and said, like, I think it was like, oh, I have to go, they're about to be put up. And then, like, not even like 5 minutes later, you were like, they're all gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
I swear to God, usually within an hour, it's sold out because that's how quick tickets go.
Right.
But then I was like, well, okay, I won't be so sad. I'll go to D23 this year, and that didn't work out either. So, which D23 is becoming bigger and bigger as well. So I don't know if you know about D23.
I have no idea what D23
is. Disney has their own convention.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And then, especially since now they own Marvel and all that.
Yeah.
So, they had a big thing with them at their own convention. So, and then I wanted to go, too, because they were releasing Kingdom Hearts footage for Kingdom Hearts 3. And it looks amazing. And I wish I would have went. So, yeah. So, I missed out on 2 conventions I really want to go to.
At least we're going to MegaCon Tampa.
Yeah.
Which, whoever's listening to this want to meet us there.
Meet Andrew there.
We're going to be there all 3 days. Too bad you don't know what we look like.
Wait, you posted, like, well, half of our faces. It's not like people can't Google us or something.
Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Especially you have your own website after your name.
That's true.
If you, like, promoted yourself. You promoted a lot of your sites on here, so I think it's going to be easier for them to find you.
Oops. Yeah, the 5 people that probably are listening, you can meet us there.
There could be a stalker who doesn't want to subscribe to anything.
I'm hoping.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I want this to be a Lifetime movie. Oh, please. Nutcases.
Wow.
But, again, sorry, I have no idea how it all works, because I've never been to Comic-Con. But MegaCon's coming up, so that's something you look forward to. I mean, at least you get one convention.
Yeah,
going
one.
Yeah. Well, we also were talking about going to the Orlando one, and that fell through. But a lot of other people canceled going there, especially the guests. Which some of the guests from Orlando's is said to be coming to Tampa's. So,
yeah, because I think
I'm hoping.
I want to say Stranger Things, the kids that were there. So I'm excited to try to meet them. And then Ian Somerhalder from Vampire Diaries is supposed to be there too.
So that's cool.
And William Shatner was just confirmed.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Too bad I don't like anything that he's done, really.
Besides the main thing, Star Trek.
Nah, I don't really like him.
Okay.
I like him in his Expedia commercials.
You like the Halloween mask, right?
Oh, because of Michael Myers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his Halloween mask when it's painted white, the hair is frayed, and it got ran over by like a truck. William Shatner, you really molded my life. But yeah, so at least we get to go to MegaCon. We're going all 3 days.
Yeah.
All 3 days, like 3 conventions. By Sunday, we're just going to be like, oh my god.
I was like, we probably should have just went one day.
3 days. It wasn't that bad of a price for 3 days.
Because usually I'm throwing down like $150, $180 for San Diego.
Yeah, for 3 days.
That's 5 to 6 days.
Well, this is like our moments of like, oh yeah, I remember going to the Tampa MegaCon when it was only $65 to go.
Yeah.
When if it gets ginormous and then it's like we don't get tickets on the waiting list.
Yeah.
7 years down the road, and we're like, this is the first time since the second MegaCon that we couldn't get tickets. But yeah, that just sucks. I hate when companies do that because it feels like you have loyal customers that really want to go, and then you get like sucker punched for being loyal, and it's like, sorry, nope.
It kind of felt like certain people would be getting on like a blacklist, like, oh, they went too many years, so don't give them tickets. Like if you see their like account number, no.
That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, it's getting bigger and bigger. We need more people to experience it and want to get into it. So, these people have been seven years, or they've been here 10 years, or whatever. They've seen enough. Yeah. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
Which I am kind of okay with not going, in a sense, because I heard that people who got hotels... Because you have to go through the exact same thing like a lottery to get a hotel, like on site or even off site.
That's true, it's enormous.
Well, the people that went and got the hotel, say if I got Hard Rock, which is like right across the street from the convention.
Yeah.
Some of those people had to be turned away and had to be told to go to an off site.
Really?
Hotel. I would have been pissed because they overbooked.
Yeah, well, of course.
So, and I'm just using the Hard Rock as an example, but... I mean, if you get there, you're all jacked up and excited because you have this specific hotel that a lot of celebrities go to, or, whatever, and it's right there.
It's right close by.
We took a lot of naps, I have to say. Because we will be there as soon as it opens, like midday, like we're going to take a nap, and then we go back in to get more stuff. So, just go back and forth. Yeah,
I'm cool with just going the whole day and then coming home, and I'm not leaving home. Once you hit Tampa MegaCon.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. It was right there.
I'm not going back. Well, we did that for the Orlando MegaCon. Me and the gal pal I had at the time, we would go in, but Orlando is so jam-packed anyways. Like, she lived just past all the busy things of like Orlando and the water parks and everything. Yeah. Like right when you get to Orlando, it's like, here's Orlando traffic. We get right past that, and then it was like she lived in like a very small town right off the road. So we would have to go back towards there to get to the MegaCon. So it's just traffic throughout. So the first year we went, we got dropped off in the morning-ish, and then we just stayed there, and then we had lunch there, and then we even stayed longer because I guess we had to stay in line to wait to see if we get like tickets to a quote-unquote rave at the end, and we waited there. We got just past it, and then we had to stand in another line to get inside, and it was just like basically it was just me making fun of people the whole time in there because I'm like, why are all these people sweaty? I don't like any of these dance moves. Why are there a whole bunch of people with glowing balls just like whipping them around each other?
Why did you go?
The girl and her brother liked that kind of stuff, and I was just more like, hey, I could go home now. Like, anybody else tired and hungry? Like, but it's like 2-1, and her parents dropped us off, so it's kind of like...
Oh, okay, so that's a totally...
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's
that's
not
understandable.
Like, yeah, so it's not like, hey, can we leave? Like, and I know they would let me get... Like, if I would have said something, they would have been like, okay, we can go, but they would be pretty disappointed. I'm not the type of person to be like, shut down on this thing. It's like, if other people want to do it, I'm not going to be like, oh, I want to go, so we should go.
So you're a pushover.
Well, when somebody really wants to do something, if they're just like, oh, do you want to eat at Applebee's? I could eat it or not. And I'd be like, let's just keep going. Let's find somebody somewhere else. But if they're just like, hey, we just waited in line for like 30 minutes behind a guy in a sweaty Sonic costume, like, I want to stay for this. So it's like, all right, cool, we'll stay for it. I've never been to one, and technically I feel like I still haven't been to one. There's a lot of little kids running around. I don't know. I just remember there was loud music. The room was dark. I just remember sitting on the floor like, what am I doing here? Like, I don't know. A lot of making out, a lot of grinding, bumping and grinding.
At a rave? Well, I've never been to one, so I don't know how this works. Logistics
I don't
wise.
know what it was. I just remember. That's all I remember. I think it was just like everybody was just tired, sweaty, full of hormones, and I'm just like, this isn't my scene. I don't like this. But I'll gladly sit through this so I can talk about it on a podcast later in my life.
You were prepping for it.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
Let's just do it. Also, the food was super expensive. So, if we could not buy food at the venue, that'd be great.
I'm trying to think of places that you could probably eat.
Which
we'll talk about later.
Which we're going to be standing in line. Chance the Rapper, just with Chance the Rapper, those places were like jam-packed. So, I can only imagine with like thousands of nerdy kids down there, like...
Yeah, because I was going to say we could eat at Champions, but then yeah.
I'm a champion. I'm a champion. How you say we're all champions? That's right, Eagle Eye. We're all champions. Now don't get all gay on me. Hey, do you remember that?
No, but I have no idea where that's from, and I'm like...
That's from Robot Chicken. It's Eagle Eye, the blind guy who used to play pool all the time. I'll show it to you later. It's a very obscure reference. Which, cool thing, I saw Matt Seinrich at MegaCon.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Orlando MegaCon. He was really cool. He did not want to sign my pillow. But he did take a picture with me. He took like 2 pictures with us.
Okay, when someone doesn't want to sign something but rather take a picture with you, that's kind of...
The only thing is, I wish I took one picture of just him and me together.
Wait, you guys didn't take a picture together?
Not just him and me. It was me and him and then another person. That if I crop this person out, it makes the photo look really weird.
Well, why was that person in the picture when...
So when you're in love, you don't feel like anything could go wrong. And that you will have no regrets.
Okay, no. Okay. No, I just don't understand that. Like, if you like that person, why would your girlfriend be in the picture with you? Did she know who he was?
Nope.
Then why was she in the picture?
I don't know. I just remember her going, hey, let's get this old guy to take a picture of us with him. And I was like, okay, cool. I like him. Don't ask me questions about this. I have no answers. I can't go back in time.
I
don't want to keep thinking about it.
Okay.
But you know what I do want to keep thinking about? Speaking of exes, I think I found my favorite new show.
Oh, God.
And I was talking to you about it earlier, but I want to get really into it. Bravo debuted a new show. Okay, so I really like TV shows and movies, but I have one guilty pleasure, and it's reality TV. I don't know why. I love it so much. Big Brother's like one of my all-time favorite competition shows. I think as a kid growing up, because, I mean, Survivor was a huge hit, but, like, I knew myself back then. I'd be like, I'm not doing any of this stuff. They have to sleep outside and eat rice. No, thank you. I don't even like going to the beach, let alone having to try to, quote-unquote, survive with people looking at me. So, but then this show Big Brother comes out, and it's just basically, hey, you have to sit in this house with these people and try to win. We give you food and whatever you want. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like the best show ever. Sign me up, which we're going to be doing, hopefully, audition tapes, small audition tapes for that, and putting it up on our Tell Me RUNE YouTube channel. Try to help me get there. Go fund me. No, don't go fund me. I don't need funding. Anyways, so Bravo comes out with a new reality show last night, premiered after Below Deck Mediterranean, which I like Below Deck. It's called A Night with My Ex. I think it's called A Night with My Ex. Yeah, A Night with My Ex. Basically, It takes two people that were in a relationship, I think fairly recently, because last night's episode, they were like only broken up for a year.
You should have questions about this after you explain it.
Okay, cool, whatever. So anyways, they basically at 3, he came in around like, I think 3 o'clock, and then she came into the apartment at 3:30. Basically, it's like a small hotel / apartment room kind of thing. It's like a 2-story little bedroom with a kitchen and everything. And basically they just are in there and they're just like dealing with each other and just hanging out and stuff. And it was just I liked the concept and I wanted to see how it was. And can I say it just didn't disappoint? Because they were in this apartment for 3 hours, and in the first 3 hours, the woman cried 5 times. They already got into a petty argument with each other, and the guy kept on asking her if she loved him still. And, like, he was coming on strong. So, and it was just amazing. Oh my gosh. They were just so stupid. And I was giggling through the whole time. Like, this was like Christmas morning to me, because you don't know what, but I love petty arguments. For some reason, I just love them.
Well, because you usually start them.
I love petty arguments. Nate Bargatze's joke about the dog pills.
Oh.
That,
okay.
To me, that is a great joke because it's just so petty. So they got into an argument about her, like, scraping her fork on the plate, which, can I just say, it was super annoying. She was in the wrong here, but he was also wrong for how he phrased for her to stop. Like, he was just like, "Can you stop it?" Like, he was just like, "You stupid. Like, stop scraping your fork on the plate."
Well, how else is he supposed to say it?
I mean, he waited a while, because I know they edited it, so if she wasn't going that short of time with it, like, yeah. She wasn't just like, oh, like, you could tell she was going for a while, and just in that little while, I was cringing. I was like, I would have told her to stop.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't have phrased it the way he did. And she just got, like, super upset. And she was just like, "Oh, you've never changed. You just never changed." And she walked up. And, oh, my gosh, it was just amazing. But what are some of the questions you had?
Well, it's not really a question, but I just don't understand the fact that, okay, I just feel as though that's all staged. If you're going in with your ex knowing you don't really like them that much and you have to spend, like, was it a night with them? Mm-hmm. So...
Well, I think the whole deal is, like, it's somebody that you're, like, still kind of into, and that's why they're kind of, like, newly separated couples. And I think that's what it was, because she kept on saying, "Oh, I'm still hung up on him. I haven't been able to date anybody else since." And then he was saying the same thing. He was like, "I haven't really connected with anybody. I think about her constantly. I really wish I could have her back." And then he tried to, like, he was being really weird in some of the questions. Like, they give you, like, I guess they gave them cue cards, and they could, like, and they, like, put them out on the table. So if they couldn't figure out a conversation, they could pick up the cue cards and start reading them and whatnot. And the first one he picked up was, "Do you still love me?" She got all like, "Oh, I don't know," all this stuff. And then he was like, "Are you still a virgin?" And then she was just like, "Yeah, I am." And he was like, "Okay, good."
Why does that have any weight on this whole thing?
She said the same thing. "Oh, I don't think, even if I said no, I wasn't, that shouldn't have any effect on this." And he was like, "Well, I know it doesn't have any effect on this, but it's just good to know that you're still a virgin. It's important to me."
He just wants to pop it first. That's
it's
all.
important. It's important to me. And then
wow.
and then later that night, like, he starts, like, getting all touchy-feely. And they're, like, can I just say, for a couple of hours, they're, like, getting on a good terms. They're kissing. They're making out a little bit. They're, spoiler alert, they get all, like, ooh, giggly and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, they just decide to go to bed. And then, like, he gets all handsy underneath the covers. And she's like, "No, I don't want to do this." First of all, she doesn't want to do it when they're alone in their apartment together, let alone in an apartment filled with a whole bunch of cameras.
Yeah, let's lose my V card on national TV. That's horrible.
Well, he starts getting handsy, and then she goes, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And he just, like, flips over and just, like, lays on his side of the bed and turns his back to her. And she's like, and then she's just like, are you seriously not going to talk to me anymore? Are you seriously going to do this? And all he says is, good night. And I thought they were, like, fighting.
Yeah.
He wakes up and makes breakfast for her. And she comes down. And she's just like, oh, thank you. And she's, like, eating her fruit. He made her, like, scrambled eggs or something. And then, like, he pulls out this, like, jar of sunflower seeds. And, like, puts it on the table. He's like, remember when we talked about a house and planting the sunflower garden? Well, our life with a sunflower garden? I don't know. I don't remember this. I only saw this once. And then he unscrews the top lid and he pulls out a ring. And then he's like, I got the sunflowers and all I'm missing is you, baby.
Wow.
And then she just, like, stares at it and she gets, like, a little teary-eyed. And then she starts laughing. And he tries to kiss her and they kiss and stuff, like, trying to save the moment or whatever. And she's just like, I'm sorry, I thought of this moment all my life and I don't know why I'm laughing. And he goes, oh, so that means you say yes? And she goes, that's not what I'm saying. And he just gets like sour face on. He puts the ring back into the sunflower thing and screws on the lid. He's like, well, I'm going to keep this here then. He goes to his bag, puts it in the bag, and then just immediately leaves. And she's just sitting there with her breakfast. And he's like, well, I'll find the right one someday. And I was like, you just spent the whole couple of hours talking about how she's the one and how you can't get rid of her out of your mind. Yet she rejects you on your advances and then says no to you. After a year off, like, you screwed around with somebody else.
Yeah.
While this girl is, like, thinking you're cool and everything, and then she finds out, she breaks up with you, and now you're just like, oh, everything's cool. One night. That means a couple hours. That means we're all good, right? But it was just so petty, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this guy's a jerk. It was amazing. And the next episode, I saw the preview for the next episode, it looks good.
Oh, God.
It's like a fiery Latin couple. And apparently they like start getting close with each other, and all of a sudden the dude's like, I have to tell her something that she has never found out before. And apparently, I think he cheated on her and while they were together, and that never popped up. And so he's gonna try to, like, clear the air between the two. And then she just goes nuts on him. Like, I think she throws a glass or something. I was like,
that's why he's gonna get stabbed.
I was like, this is awesome.
You just like drama.
I love this drama stuff. But I think that's my new favorite show. If it keeps going well. I hate that it's only a half an hour because it seemed like it went by too fast. But if you want to watch it, it's on Bravo. I think Tuesday nights at 10. It was a nice ending to my night because Below Deck really pissed me off. Yeah, there's a weird guy on there that's super just, like, making me feel weird. So, anyways, I don't know. I would never do that show, first of all. The Night with My Ex. I could never.
Why not?
I could never do it. Because it would just be awkward. I think I would just. I don't know. I think it depends on which one you go with. Because one would be super awkward. One, I think, could be friendly. And the other one would just be like, who are you again? Because we only dated for like 2 months. But I'm okay with that. It went a month too long, in my opinion.
Wow.
What about you? Would you do that show?
I believe all of my exes, which I don't have many, I have 3.
Live in Texas?
They're all married.
Really?
So, yeah.
It makes the episode even more steamier.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know. Another one of my friends is getting married. I just don't know how I feel about it.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like everybody that I used to go to school with is just like. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he's really cool. I think he's got a level head. Mm-hmm. So if he's like saying he's ready, I'm gonna believe him. But a lot of the people that I went to school with in high school, it just seems like you graduate high school and then it's like a small town kind of like mentality where it's like, all right, we graduated high school. What's the next level? And it's like the next level is I gotta get married by 20. And then it's like, so I can have kids at 21, and then I can be like, and then I'm on my way. It's like, I'm not even close. Like, I know my mental capacity, and I feel like a lot of the people I went to high school with aren't ready. So me thinking I know myself enough to know that I'm not even close to being ready. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I just can't. I can hardly fend for myself. Exactly. Let alone be like, hey, come join me. Let me pay for some stuff for you and me. What do you want to eat? You don't know? I don't know either. Somebody needs to get a clue.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't do it. I'm not. He wasn't ready. Oh no.
That was a good.
Thank you.
Oh wow.
I'm just references. Nothing about me is original. But yeah, I just don't know. Best of luck to him. To my friend who's getting married. I will say, the people that I hung out with, we're not even close to anything, I feel. I feel like we're all just living life, just hanging in there, doing our own thing. The people that I was super close with, because I only had a group, well, actually one of them did get married. Maybe I'm just talking out of my butt.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not going to analyze my friends.
I was about to say, is this how we're going to go down now?
Yeah, I'm just going to get on my bed and like talk to you about my problems and my friends and I had this dream the other night.
I was like, our podcast is now your therapy session.
Well, just get ready. Since interview with a stunt double. I guess that's what I'm calling it. It's gonna come out. You're gonna be interviewing. You're gonna be interviewing me. As Van Stickies. The British stunt double. I love Charlize Theron.
No, what kind of accent is that? Is that supposed to be a British accent?
It's a vague one.
It's not that vague.
It's a vague puppet.
As you say, puppet.
Puppet. Maybe I'm saying puppet. And it's just coming off puppet.
No, you said puppet.
Anyways. So, let's get into... we talked about life a little bit. And life.
Andrew's life.
Doing life. Well, do you want to talk about anything in your life?
I have nothing in my life. It's just a sad, lonely abyss. Go ahead.
Oh, talking about lonely abysses. There is a guy who is saying that his life was ruined by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Did you find that article?
I did not find that article,
then
but I remember...
Why are you bringing that up?
Because I remember most of it from the radio station I was listening to.
Oh, wow.
Basically, this guy is saying that Leonardo DiCaprio ruined his life by being very famous and relevant and just all around just one of the most interesting men in all of the world. Basically, this guy has the same name, Leonardo DiCaprio, and he just says, okay, so in the article he says that his life was ruined because he'll put in for like restaurants or hotels and they'll constantly like cancel his reservations because they think it's a joke. And apparently he put in for a sauna day, like to go to a sauna or something, and when he got there was a whole bunch of paparazzi all around there, and when he walked up to the lady in the lobby, he basically told her, yeah, I'm the one that called. I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. And then she was like, oh, so he's not coming? And it's like, no, he's not coming to your small spa or whatever he was doing.
Wow.
Also, if Leonardo DiCaprio is doing something like a movie coming out or whatever, he'll gain like a couple of thousand people on Twitter to follow him. And also, this is the part of the story where I think it's all crap, though. First of all, it doesn't sound that bad. Like, this all sounds like first world problems. Like, really? Oh, I gained 1,000 followers on Twitter. Oh, people, paparazzi came to see me at the spa, and then they didn't want to see me, actually. It's like, get over yourself.
Jesus.
This isn't problems. It's not like, okay, so I don't know if you remember the Seinfeld episode where Elaine's,
I don't want to say it.
okay, well, in Seinfeld, Elaine is dating a guy, I think his name is Joel Rifkin, and he has the same name as the serial killer. I think it's Joel Rifkin. I think
think you're wrong, probably.
What? I'm never wrong.
Fact check yourself.
I don't know what I'm talking about with this.
Obviously.
Seinfeld.
Joel Rifkin?
Joel. Yeah, I think it was Joel. Yeah, Rifkin. Came right up. The masseuse.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Elaine dates a man who shares the name of a real-life serial killer, Joel Rifkin. And in the thing, they even talked about changing the name because she doesn't want him to be... him wanting to be like... She wants to be like associated with the serial killer. And then I think at one point he goes to a baseball game and his name comes up on the screen and everybody like starts to panic and wants to like...
Oh my god.
Because they think it's the serial killer. That's real problems. If you're like the same name as like somebody terrible. But real...
Dude, he killed 17 women.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I have never heard of this serial killer at all.
Leilani likes serial killer stuff. So she's like super excited about watching a ton of documentaries and analyzing this Joel Rifkin guy. See, this is why you need to watch Seinfeld. You learn something new every day.
Well, thank you.
Which, by the way, Curb Your Enthusiasm's coming back. Which, that show is amazing. But the one thing of the Leonardo DiCaprio story that I just think is total crap is they talked about how he had a Tinder profile and he got over 1,000 matches on Tinder, but he only went on a couple because they slowly realized that he wasn't the real Leonardo DiCaprio. First of all, Leilani and I are no strangers to Tinder. We've dabbled in the app that is supposed to spark love.
Obviously, Andrew still dabbles in it.
Mostly sparks in hookups. Even though every girl's profile says that they're not there for that. So I don't know where
it happens.
So I don't know where anybody is getting their information. Because it's yet to happen with me. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not looking for anything. This is just something just to dabble in. I mostly did it in college when I was bored in Spanish class. Can I just say I don't know much about Spanish except the Taco Bell menu. And the commercial for the ¿Por qué no los dos? Which means why not both? Because when people are like hard shells, soft shells, ¿Por qué no los dos? And then they hike the girl up and she's like, yay!
Oh my god.
That's my Spanish. Senora Blair. But anyways, on Tinder, the way your profile is set up, it doesn't put your full name. So with this Leonardo DiCaprio guy, it would put Leonardo D. That's very that's very not inconspicuous. I don't know how old this guy is, but I don't know if he's the same age as Leonardo DiCaprio. Which, then again, who on Tinder is doing math enough to be like, this is Leonardo. But the first thing you see on the profile is the picture. The picture is the most of the screen. It's like 70% of the screen. And the only way they would think it's Leonardo DiCaprio, because they didn't say the full name, they don't tell anything about it. If it was that, he would have to put a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio to where people are thinking, oh, is this really Leonardo DiCaprio? And then swiping right. Like, if it's like a bald guy of 45 with like a beer stain wife beater on the front, but it says Leonardo D, I don't think people are going to be like, oh, I wonder if that's Leonardo DiCaprio. No, they'll be like, swipe left if I don't like that. Or swipe right if I'm into that.
And if you know Leonardo DiCaprio enough from like reading everything about his life in the media, he only dates models. So I really doubt he would get on Tinder.
I didn't even think of that. That's the biggest thing too.
Hello?
Why would he need Tinder? He could just walk outside and be like, let's go. We're going to get fish. And she's just like, I don't like fish. But it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Exactly. Well, even though I can play devil's advocate with that, because Zac Efron did that, and that's the reason why I got on Tinder.
Oh.
Thanks, Zac.
Joe Manganiello did it too.
He did?
Yeah. There was a lot of talk that he was on there, and then he just started dating Sofia Vergara.
I was like, so he doesn't really...
He did. I think he did it for like a publicity stunt or something, just to put his name in the news or something. Or I think Tinder was kind of blowing up, so it's kind of like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
A new Snapchat? And it's like, no, it's not.
Did Hillary Duff do that too, or is that a different?
I think she was on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was on there. There's also a YouTube channel that allowed it would take two actors. And they would put them on the same studio, and they would switch phones, and they would have to do different Tinder stuff with their own Tinders. And I remember Eric Andre did it with Hannibal Buress, and Hannibal Buress was like, and he was like, oh no, and a lot of people were like, so one girl did swipe right, and they matched, and then the one girl was like, why'd you use Eric Andre's photo? Yeah. Do you like him? And he was like, I am Eric Andre. And then Eric Andre started taking his own phone and writing his own messages because he loves to mess with people. But yeah, he wouldn't use Tinder. So why are people... But I will say I feel weird because restaurants and different companies advertise on Twitter weirdly. Like, they put... I saw Coca-Cola and Olive Garden on Tinder. And they swipe right on everybody.
For the for just advertisements in between your swiping?
I don't know. They're like full on profiles. I don't know.
Okay, there was one...
Need a date spot? Come to Olive Garden.
They do that, I've noticed, marketing-wise.
DTE, down to eat. Come to Olive Garden. Endless fruit bowls.
Oh my God.
And salad bowls and bread bowls. Minus the fruit bowl. I don't know why I said that. By the way, Olive Garden is not sponsoring this podcast. They would never sponsor this podcast.
They don't know about us.
Just letting you know.
But they do that.
But if they want to, they could.
For marketing purposes. I guess a football player is doing a dating show. And then if you swipe right on him, he automatically matches you. And then he sends you... a message right away saying, hey, thanks for matching me. Here's a link to my website that I'm doing for my dating show, yada, yada, yada.
Hey, guys, come see me on Kick. I don't like messaging on this.
Oh, no. I've learned.
Hit me up on Kick. I don't know what Kick is, but a lot of bot girls want me to go on their Kick profiles. I don't know what that is.
Kick is a messaging service, basically. So... if you automatically go on there, you're going to get pictures.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you just sold me on Kick. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I've learned the hard way about that. Or Snapchat.
Oh, I don't use Snapchat anymore. I used it once, and then it wasn't my favorite moment. Because I don't know what I did. Oh, so I was, like, friends with this girl in college. We were, like, acquaintances. We only hung out in that one class. But she was kind of cute. And, I was, like, looking through Snapchat because I was bored and my friends were taking me somewhere. I was just along for the ride. And I was, like, going through the Snapchats, and apparently I held my finger on it too long, or I double-clicked a picture that she did or something, and it was just, like, request was sent to save this photo. And I just was like, I'm deleting this app forever. And I just deleted it, and I never looked back. It wasn't anything provocative or anything. It was just, like, her at the grocery store, but that even seems a little bit more creepy, because it's like...
You could have messaged her and said, my bad, I accidentally did that.
Nah. I just deleted the app. And then when I saw her the next time, she was just like, hey, what's up? And I'm just like, hey, what's up? Not weird.
But Kik is just a messenger in case you don't want to give out your phone number.
Oh. So it's like Facebook Messenger kind of like thing?
Basically. But it just, you're signing up, you're just another screen name, and then... Isn't
that what WhatsApp is?
Yes, you could do that, but I believe you still have to do phone numbers still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's just a quick way of messaging someone without Facebook, phone number, anything like that. You're still oblivious to that information.
Yeah, I'm cool with my old-timey just messaging me on my text messages.
Well, I mean, good luck with that.
Well, I'm not giving out to kickbots.
Well, no.
And most of the girls stop texting me anyways, so...
I'm just saying, if you get one crazy one,
a lot of people
block. I'm just saying.
Well, I already did that once. I had to change my phone number. Not by any girl on Tinder. It was just a girl that I used to date.
Oh, okay, never mind. I think I know who you're talking about.
But no, not the Tinder. Not Tinder. Normally, it's like, we message it a couple of times, and then they start to lose interest, and I'm like, hey, my battery's getting low from talking on this. You want to give me your phone number so we can message?
I'll be like, it's the exact same thing. You're still on your phone. So then
But you don't have to go through an app.
Really?
You have to go on the internet to get on Tinder.
That's a lame-ass excuse.
All right, anyways, you want to hear what they say normally?
What? Nothing.
Exactly. And then I'm like, a couple months later, I'm like, Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
I don't do that. I let it go. I'm the guy that lets it go. Either I lose interest or they lose interest, and then we just stop texting, and then I'm never the one that's like picking it back up. I'm not. I've heard too many horror stories about dudes and girls. I don't know. There's just a lot of there's a lot of gray area when it comes to like relationships and like trying to get to know somebody and not coming off weird or creepy or getting into trouble. Like, a lot of football players get into trouble when they go hang around their girl's like dorm room, and the girl technically doesn't want to be hanging around the guy hanging around, and then it's just like, hey, he's stalking me, and it's like, I just came around. I'm not technically stalking, but hey, they're stalking. Or it's just it's a lot of gray area. So when a girl just like doesn't have any interest in me, I just completely go, okay, that's cool. I accept your decision, and I'm gonna walk this way. So I don't know. I never like to put myself in precarious situations that could get me in trouble. But hey, that's just me. And that's just a theory. A game theory. And cut.
Is that supposed to be from something?
Yeah, it was. That was the YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's called Film Theory.
Okay.
But anyways. Yeah. Do you have any problems with stalkers before?
I've had to block
Whoa.
a few.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Has it gotten really bad at one point?
Well, they would want certain pictures and I would say no, and then they would just keep at it, and then I would have to block them. And this one guy, he went as far as messaging me with different phone numbers, and then with iPhone you can still message with your I guess like cloud account.
Oh yeah.
So he messaged me from there, and then he would also try to FaceTime me all the time, and I'm like, dude, I'm at work, and he wouldn't take no for an answer, and then I had to completely block him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I will say guys get like, I don't know how to say it, because I don't know how to be this way, but guys get really, like, over the top on, like, stuff. Like, I have friends who are girls that are on Tinder, and they're just like, some of what these guys say, and I'm like, oh, what do they say? And stuff they tell me, I'm like, holy crap, I would have never thought to say this to anybody, let alone some girl I'm just like, I found attractive, and then they found me attractive, and I'm just like, yo, like, I'm never...
Yeah. Yeah, I had the ones that would just straight off the bat say their intentions. I'm like, okay, well, at least you're being honest.
There's a lot of those, apparently.
Yeah, but then you have also the ones who kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing, where they're really cool, and then all of a sudden they just, yeah.
I'm not like that. I just go, hey. And a lot of the profiles go, don't start a conversation with hey. Well, don't tell me how to start a conversation. At least I'm starting the conversation.
Exactly, because most girls don't start the conversation, the guys do.
Yeah, we're not on Bumble. I'm on Tinder.
Oh, Bumble. Oh, my God.
We're on Tinder. I have to start the conversation. And, like, where am I going from there? Don't start a conversation with hey. Hello? That seems worse. like, one girl was like, don't start a conversation with hey. Start a conversation with, like, hey, I just wrote a book. Or something else. And I'm like, what? You're on Tinder. You're putting your expectations really high about this. Like, you want authors to get you, like, published authors to, like, message you and stuff? There's no way.
Yeah, I've had a guy. What was it? I was on Bumble. I've been through too many dating sites.
I've never been on Bumble.
They're all really just the exact same thing. Even though they were like, no, you can find your true love in here. No, this is all Tinder. It just accepts different rules.
The hook with Bumble is that the woman has to make the first move,
which I'm completely horrible at. So I messaged this one dude with a GIF. It was really funny. The GIF. I forgot what I messaged him. He's like, yeah, no, try again. And I was like, okay, wow. Because he's like, yeah, this is not going to work for me. Whatever the GIF was. He's like, that's not how you start a conversation or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So delete.
Who is he? Joaquin Phoenix from Gladiator? He's just like in a room full of his friends. He shows them the message, and they're just like waving their thumbs, like. Oh. And then you're sitting over there going like, "Are you not entertained?"
How we got our name?
And he was like, "Now." I've had to say weird, like, if they say no to hey, I always like look through the pictures or like their pictures to see like, oh, you really like to zoom in on your face or something, like. Like, But luckily they put music now, and
oh my god, my side.
Like normally they put music or something, so now you can be like, oh, I like Chance the Rapper too, or like you can put your Spotify account and stuff, they have like, oh, you know this person has friends and they're mutual or something.
Yeah, I never try to pick those because I see like, okay, you know this person, no.
Yeah. Also, there's a share button on there.
What?
Yeah, there's a share button on Tinder. I've hit it a couple of times. And you could send somebody, I guess, profile or something to, like, anybody on Messenger.
Why?
I don't get it.
Why would you send that on Messenger to someone? Hey, I'm on Tinder.
Hey, I'm on Tinder. What do you think about this person? It's like, I don't get it.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. So I clicked it a couple of times on accident, and then I've just gotten out of it. Because it's just like, why is this a share button? Why is this a thing?
I don't know.
But, yeah, I don't know. But I don't really go on it anymore. I only go on it. I only went on it when I was bored, and I wanted to go on it in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. because I went on it when it was big. I went to Gainesville and I was like just swiping to see what kind of girls were there. And then when we were in North Carolina, like I was just bored because we were always tired. Mm-hmm. But there was a couple of nights where I just couldn't go to sleep. So I would just like go on there and I'd just be like, oh, these people are here. It's like I'm never going to meet any of these people, but maybe they like what they see. And I'm just like swiping.
I was about to say, you got a notification today, so I was like, that's a lie.
Because I didn't delete the app. Your profile stays up there until you delete it. Or you completely take it off, and then your profile can't be seen by anybody.
Yeah, because you just can't delete the app for your phone. You actually have to physically delete it.
Yeah, uninstall it and all that other stuff. Which, whatever. It's like a confidence booster, really. It's just like, hey, I swiped right on 100 people. 3 people liked me back.
It's a confidence booster.
I'm popular.
Until someone decides to, swipe right on you, and then they're like, oh no, that was a mistake. And then, like, disappears.
If I super like you, it was by accident.
Some people have that in their profile.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
I've seen that before.
Really? I'm like, wow.
Yeah. If I super liked you, it was by accident. I don't like your face that much. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Yeah, I don't know. I will say that dating is getting a little strange, and I've kind of been out of the game for a while. And I don't like the scene. Like, I think I need to find a girl that's, like, a little bit more, like, take things slow, not going into, like, because if what TV and movies have shown me are true, I'm not into this dating scene. It's like, hey, can we just text for 8 years?
Oh my god, you in the whole 7 years.
If I can't get on Maury, I'm getting on Catfish. That's all I'm saying. Those are the only 2 TV shows I really want to get onto, besides Big Brother, which we're going to make audition tapes and put them up on...
Andrew's making an audition tape.
You're helping me film.
Yes.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm helping you make an audition tape. Because you're like, we're making an audition tape. I want to make that clear.
All these videos are going to be like 2 minutes long, but they're all going to be like, there's going to be 60 parts.
Oh my god.
So it's like 2 times 60 is 120. Like 120 minutes. This is going to be a 2-hour audition tape.
Oh my god.
And hopefully they go viral, and then they're just like, we want you to be on here. And I'll be like, you're welcome.
I want to guest host on Catfish so bad. Because I've been watching Catfish a lot.
You're welcome.
And I want to...
Catfish is amazing.
I want to meet Max. Because
Max is super cool.
Awesome. He's the one that goes off on people.
I love him.
Neve is too nice, and he's like a cinnamon roll.
But you have to. You have to have both of them.
I know. No, but there's been times where, like, Max was filming We Are Your Friends. And so he had guest celebrity... Yeah, so...
Both of them go back and forth.
Yeah, so, but I would want to be, like, a guest host with Max, because I want to go off on someone with him.
Yeah. I think you guys would hype each other too much, though.
That would be awesome.
It'd be like, he's lying. Yeah, he's lying!
You're gonna have to bleep me on
Get him! Yeah, no, I like Max. He's really cool. I like his salt and pepper look.
Dude, his hair's amazing.
Yeah, I really like him a lot. But I like Neve a lot, too.
I do, too, but he's too nice for his own good.
I will say that documentary, when I first saw it, was, like, revolutionary. I was, like, so enwrapped into it. Mm-hmm. Like, I went through a whirlwind of emotions when I first watched it. I had to watch it twice in 24 hours.
Really?
Because I was like, this is... Well, also, I rented it on iPod stuff with a card, and so you only get 24 hours once you hit play to watch it. And you can watch it as many times, so I just kept watching it. So I watched it twice, and I was just like, this is really cool. Spoiler alert, Max is not in the movie.
No.
He just comes in for the TV show, which I'm so glad that you have this TV show. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really into MTV. Like I said, I'm into reality shows, and like MTV is like the gutter of reality shows.
Yes.
And I love it. I love it so much. I got Catfish. I'm gonna get into the challenge. I'm really into Teen Mom 2, even though it's super garbage.
What do you think about the one that they're doing, Teen Mom? The one that they're doing over in the UK?
They're making another one?
Yeah, it's over there now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I kept seeing commercials for it while we were, I was on my trip.
Oh, yeah.
And we would watch MTV while we were back at the hotel. Non-stop catfish.
That's awesome. Kylie hates Teen Mom, and I understand why. But then she's like, they're glorifying being a teen mom.
They are.
I will say they're not glorifying it for me, and they're not doing a good job at glorifying it. Because I will watch this show because at the end of the hour, I can turn it off and I can be like, no more yelling. But when you're watching it and like everybody is having a miserable time, everybody's sleep deprived. Yes, they have a nice house and they have nice cars, but like they're just hating each other. The one girl is like having to explain to the daughter why her dad's not showing up all the time. The other girl's like always yelling at her new fiance and hates her mom, and then is like pregnant with another one from a third different guy, and it's just like...
No, I know which one you're talking about.
And to me, I'm just like, nobody has their life together. This is not making me want to, one, seek out a mate, and then two, have a baby. Like, to me, this is like preventing everything. I'm just like... I know I'm not ready. They definitely weren't ready. Like, no way. That's just me. It's not glorifying it at all to me. I can see why people are like, oh, this is cool, but to me, I feel like they're more like, hey, you should prevent yourself from being like this.
But, I mean, I don't think certain girls don't see it that way. That's the problem. They're like, it's a paycheck. They're getting paid to be on TV
cost,
to...
Though? At what cost? Like, your livelihood, your childhood, because I will definitely say that being a teen at 16 to even with whatever age they are now, like, they're still very young. They could be doing so much more if they wanted to. They could be putting forth their effort into a lot more. One of them is fine. I mean, she just found a nice guy and is having a baby with them. And she's downhill country, so it's like... I feel like that's where she was going to go towards anyways. It just sucks that it was 16 or whatever. But everybody else, it's like they all have dreams and aspirations, and they have to go all the way around to try to make it happen. Yeah. It's like, well, you should have thought of that before you just totally uprooted your life into being a mom or a dad or in this relationship, because you're stuck with this person forever.
Well,
however long that kid is.
So, I mean, some of them actually showed that you can still have a child, but you can still also go for your dreams. You can still do both. It's going to be harder for you, yeah.
Super harder.
But, I mean, I forgot one of them, she went ahead and graduated college and all that. So it took her a bit, but she did it. Yeah.
And then there's some that don't do it. They try to go back, and then they just don't, because it's really tough. Yeah. It's super tough. Yeah, kids don't make it easy. They drain the life out of you, man.
And here we go with hating on kids.
Kids, man. You gotta know when you're ready.
Wow.
I think of Mike Birbiglia when I think about kids. He has a joke that says, I want to have kids when I think that nothing else good can happen in my life. And that's the advice I'm going to leave this on.
Dang.
No, I'm just kidding. It just, you got to know. You got to know. I mean, technically, nobody's ever ready for the next step because you've never done it before. Mm-hmm. But there's some times where you're just like, okay, I'm on the same page. My partner's on the same page. We're stable enough in relationship-wise, career-wise, or whatever. Again, stuff happens. It's not always going to be exactly planned out or whatever, but there's some stuff you could prevent. You could take some steps.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And like Kylie said, there's a lot of people that try to have babies that have complications, and then there's some people that just don't care, and then they're having babies left and right, and it's just like, really, there's no justice.
There's no justice.
We need Batman.
God.
He's not the hero we needed, but the hero we deserved. Deborah! Anyways. Yeah. That's all I got. Berating Teen Mom. How did we get on this? Because I think we were talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, we've talked about the Tinder stuff.
Yeah.
And then that segued. All right, Leonardo DiCaprio, not the actor, because I know he's not listening. The other guy,
Never.
Leonardo DiCaprio, normal Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't think he would listen either.
Average Joe Leonardo DiCaprio. You are not having problems. You're fine. Just deal with it. You technically have the same name as a famous actor. You could have the same name as, like, Charles Manson or something, and it could be bad. Just...
Oh, they had a story about some dude
leave
like
it
that.
alone. Yeah, it could be way worse. Know your life, and it could be way worse. That goes for anybody, really. I mean, if you're feeling down on yourself, your life could be way worse.
Yeah. Just true.
Think about that. You could be pregnant with a baby by a third guy, and you could be yelling at your mom who won't give you custody of that child, and then you're having troubles with your one child, and you have mold in your house, and you don't know where you're going to sleep. You could be that person. And Janelle, if you're listening and you are that person...
You're horrible. Horrible.
You did it to yourself.
Wow. Stuff
happens. Remember that, kids. I don't know what I'm going to be putting on this thumbnail.
I don't know either.
We're hitting a lot. But yeah. So, I had a very informative talk.
Very much so.
A lot of talking about reality TV and Comic-Con and MegaCon. So,
there you go.
But yeah, so this is this week's episode of Tell Me Are You Not Entertained? I'm Andrew.
And I'm Leilani.
And hopefully this came out well. All right. See you all guys later.
Probably not.
Bye.
Wow. Okay, that's a little exciting.